Hello everyone, it's Matt. I'm going to do a just random discussion video essentially. There are three random things that disgust me personally. So these are kind of like oddly things that kind of make me feel kind of grossed out. So yeah, these are just my personal opinions. If you have a different opinion, put them comments below and explain why. So anyway, without any further ado, let's start. The first thing that I find oddly disgusting is people eating. And I don't know why this is. Maybe because I have like a sensitive spot for people putting stuff in their mouths. I don't know why, but the thought of people putting food and shit in their mouths kind of only disgusts me. So this is kind of like the third option. Third. So this is by far the least things that I find oddly disgusting. But even when I thought of people eating and putting stuff in their mouth, like I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie, guys. I'll eat almost anything. I will. So I'm not saying like I'm this kind of like Puritan essentially that will just not eat anything. I will eat a lot, and I have no issue with admitting that as well. So it's just a fact that I just find it kind of oddly weird. It's a weird thing, so I'm not me like kind of like a phobia to it, but people putting stuff in their mouths and eating it, it's kind of just odd and disgusting to me. So I don't find the appeal of dates when it comes to restaurants that interesting, because people showing food in their mouths just doesn't seem that appealing to me. Certainly when it comes to first introductions in person. Second option, caterpillars. Now, I don't know why I find caterpillars just so disgusting. Essentially, they're just only disgusting little things. They look like aliens. They don't just look like utter aliens. Alien species. I think even if you are a caterpillar person, you'll have to admit these things look like aliens. You know that show Ancient Aliens. You know that TV show from the History Channel. If they want to explain aliens in like aliens being on the planet 1,000 years ago, just talk about caterpillars, because those things are disgusting. Because caterpillars are just like weird, ugly looking aliens. When they are small, cute, big, they're just like horrible little creatures. I just don't get why people like them, to be honest. They're just kind of like disgusting, fat, chubby creatures. And I just don't get why they're so popular. It just looked kind of gross in my opinion. Like, I have more respect for maggots than I do caterpillars. But anyway, I digress. This is my personal opinion. So on the last thing, people talking about blood. But actually, in particular, people talking about blood metaphorically or literally. Well, not literally, it's the wrong word, but descriptively, essentially. Because if, for instance, I was to cut myself, there was blood pouring out, I wouldn't care, I wouldn't really flinch, I wouldn't really care that much. It's when people actually discuss blood. Like, I'm not sure if you've been in a science lesson and one of the subjects were blood, in a biology lesson, for instance. That still kind of makes me feel sick. Like, I felt like I was going to pass out a couple of lessons where I kept talking about blood in a when we were describing how blood works and operates. Keep in mind, understanding why it's important, but I just find it kind of oddly disgusting. People describing blood and how it actually operates. Not blood itself. Like I already said before, though, if I were going to cut myself, I really wouldn't care. But it's when people describe blood and how it operates. It's an oddly kind of quite thing that I find disgusting. I don't have any phobia that falls under these lines, but I just find it people discussing about blood and how it works in the body. Even now, feeling quite queasy just talking about it. So yeah, I just don't get why people. I understand why, because it's important, of course, how blood operates. It's important for science. But when it comes to me, I just find it kind of oddly disgusting and make me feel kind of sick. Just people talking about blood. Essentially, not people hurting themselves and showing blood. Blood, if it's visually, sorry, is a better word. Couldn't care less, but when people just talking about blood, I just find it disgusting. So anyway, put on below if you agree with anything I said here. Are the only things that I find oddly disgusting, or do you agree with me? Because this is just my opinion. These are just like random things that I find oddly disgusting. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Goodbye.